Guys, welcome to a segment that I haven't done in a long time, but trying to bring it back for you guys. This is According to Vlad. So we're going to talk about numerous topics, and I'm going to give you a breakdown of what I think went down, and yada yada yada. So let's go this. Let's do this right. Let's start off right because I know there's a lot of according to Vlad you want to find out. So NBA Finals, according to Vlad. Was the NBA Finals rigged or not rigged? According to Vlad, they were not rigged, but they were tainted. I feel like lines were crossed in the NBA Finals that haven't been crossed in ever. I never seen where a epic series that we wanted to see between the Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers got to be so jaded, tainted, manipulated, and everything occurred outside of basketball. There were suspensions made that should have never been made. There were comments made by reporters and by star players such as LeBron James himself actually divulging what was said on the court. And those manipulative games took a toll on the NBA Finals. Watching the NBA Finals, we got robbed. We got robbed, and I'm going to tell you why. Last year in the NBA Finals, the first 3 games were overtime games. This year, we only had one close game decided by 5 points or less. So that just goes to show you how bad it was. Either one team blows another team out. It was great for the Cleveland fans, and at one point it was great for the Golden State fans because they were up 3-1. But all the stuff that took place outside of it is what ruined it. The suspensions, the WWF back smack talk. I think what it is there were too many days in between. The NBA has to find some way and kind of cut down on all those games in between. We went 2 and 3 nights without watching a game. They didn't have a back-to-back game any night or whatever it is. It was ridiculous. It was too long, and the NBA took too long to suspend Draymond Green. And in the suspension is a domino effect. Murphy's Law. Draymond Green gets suspended. Andrew Bogut goes down. Andre Iguodala's back hurts. So all these things are a domino effect of LeBron stepping over Draymond Green and snitching on him after saying what he did, which I don't respect at all. So they weren't rigged, but they were tainted. They were swayed towards one side because even if you look at the way that Stephen Curry was playing throughout the regular season, he would get all the calls, all the holding calls, all the grabbing calls. They would get those, but in the NBA Finals they didn't get any. And not to say that Stephen Curry was playing awesome or anything. I don't think. Honestly, LeBron James, he led everybody in all the points and everything like that. But the first 3 games, he was absent as well. So even though he led everybody, it's not like he had the 40-point games, which were amazing. But the most consistent player on the court was Kyrie Irving, and I think a lot of people would. If they look back at the finals, because when he scored, they lost. When he scored, they won. He was consistently scoring and consistently making buckets. So, LeBron James got the MVP, and that's that. But were they rigged? No. Tainted? Yes. And manipulated? Yes. Extremely manipulated. And I don't think that's gonna happen again. I think if that happens again, there's gonna be some hell to pay because our fans aren't stupid. And that's why they weren't celebrated. Anyway, Derrick Rose going to the New York Knicks. According to Vlad, that's a toss-up. On one hand, we could get the Derrick Rose of old because he's playing bad. He feels like the Bulls give up on him. Or are we going to get an injury-riddled Derrick Rose? So that remains to be seen. I can't really call it. It all depends on his health. It all depends on how Melo approaches the situation. Because I feel like if Melo can rig himself up to be a leader somehow, some way, read some books on leadership, just follow all the greats with their leadership. Even follow your peers like Chris Paul, LeBron James. They're all your peers. Dwayne Wade. They know how to be leaders. If he follows in those footsteps and can be a vocal leader, I feel like that could elevate the play of everybody on the team. including a Derrick Rose, which is a former MVP, because his confidence is kind of shaken because you never see a franchise. The last time this happened was Allen Iverson getting traded. So, and they wanted Iverson to come off the bench. So deep down somewhere, the Bulls just saw it wasn't working, and they weren't going to ask Derrick Rose to come off the bench, and they traded him, which is, you never hear something like this. Like, Lakers never traded Kobe. Spurs never traded Tim Duncan. Spurs never traded Tony Parker. Your franchise players, you never trade them. So this is just like, we're getting rid of you, giving up on you. So this is feast or famine. We don't know what Derrick Rose we're going to get. Well, what we know we're going to get is an interesting Knicks team once again this year. Hopefully they get to the playoffs. I hate watching basketball in the small markets. I mean, the large markets are awful. It's awful to watch. It's not exciting for me. I mean, we get the Golden States and we get the Clevelands, yada yada, but I don't. It's not, when you're watching the playoffs in the Big Apple or in LA, like it's a different feel, it's a different vibe. But that's just me. All right, now Kevin Durant. Where does Kevin Durant go? Everybody wants to know where he's gonna go. All right, according to Vlad, it's out of. I would say it's out of 3 teams: New York Knicks. No, I'll say it's out of 4 teams. New York Knicks. I'm going to say the Cleveland Cavaliers. The San Antonio Spurs. And the Golden State Warriors. Now, New York Knicks, they've been making moves. They might try to trade Melo for Love. So you never know. And that might be that's a large market. Eventually, with Kevin Durant on the team, he can elevate player of others. So that could be a good place for him if he wants to make money. He said it's a basketball decision. So scrap the Knicks. Now we're going to go to Cleveland Cavaliers. Now you're saying, hey, how could that happen? Yeah, that's not going to happen. The salary cap is inflated. The NBA, the Cavaliers' egos are inflated as well. They feel like, hey, we're top of the world. We want to go back to back. We want to cement this because people are going to say that Draymond Green didn't play Game 5. They're going to say that even though you came back 3-1. There's manipulation. They're gonna try to make a few moves as well. And LeBron James is friends with Kevin Durant, and he's a master manipulator. He could get guys to do his bidding. Even though he couldn't get Wade and Bosh to go to Cleveland, now he's the boss. He could try to finagle something. But Kevin Durant's competitive spirit, I don't think he would do that. But you never know. They train together, so with these guys, you never know what's going to happen. All right, now moving on. I said the San Antonio Spurs. He went to college in Texas. He respects Greg Popovich. The Spurs are retooling and rebuilding. They won 67 games last year, which was amazing. 67 games and got out eclipsed by the Warriors, man. It's crazy. Now, you think about this. They have LaMarcus Aldridge. They have Tony Parker, and they can sign Kevin Durant, and they've made space. And now, think about this: David West is coming off the books, and he might stay another year just for a chip. So you never know what could happen. So that's a good landing spot for him. I would say Oklahoma City's in the running, but they just traded Serge Ibaka, trying to get Victor Oladipo, and they're trying to get a true point guard. Put Russell Westbrook at the 2 and put Kevin Durant at the 3. It's too late for all that. Too little, too late. They should have never traded They should have never let James Harden go. They should have just ate the money and paid the tax and keep all 3 of them together, because those 3 together, Harden, Westbrook, and Durant, if they would have stayed together a few more years, they would have won something. They would have won They would have been back to the NBA Finals. They would have won. They would have figured it out. They probably would have fired the coach sooner, and they would have won. But they wanted Ibaka because they felt like his defense was far more superior. But they didn't see ahead at how the league was moving. The league was moving to playmakers, ball handlers. It's not necessarily moving into shot blockers and defensive players. Actually, the defense in the league is crazy bad. It's like really awful. So they missed it on that one. So now they're trying to make amends, bring in a true point guard, get rid of Ibaka. It's too late. So I'm not even going to consider them. Now, Golden State Warriors. people are saying, oh, with Kevin Durant's the way that his quality is, his nature is, why would he do that? Why? My question to you is, why wouldn't he do that? You have Stephen Curry, shooter, playmaker. Klay Thompson, shooter. He could be a playmaker at times. You have a bench with Andre Iguodala coming off of it. You have a center that can set screens, Andrew Bogut. You have another center, in Festus Ezeli, they decide to keep him, which I don't know if they will or won't. He can set screens. You have a bench. You have a great coach. You have a great system. Just like the Spurs, they have a great system, but the Warriors have youth, which the Spurs don't necessarily have. So why wouldn't he go to a place where they could plug and play? Take out Harrison Barnes, because Harrison Barnes, he's going to demand max money, and he doesn't deserve max money. Especially after his performance in the NBA Finals. All those shots that he missed, that he made during the regular season, I think Steve Kerr probably should have just started Iguodala earlier in the season, in the series. But what happened, game 5 or 6, I think, he hurt his back. So there it goes. Plug and play. Take out Harrison Barnes. You give Curry max money. Klay, I think Klay's already signed up for a couple years. You put Kevin Durant with the Splash Brothers. It won't be the Splash Brothers anymore. It'll be the Splash Triplets or whatever the case is. And not only that, think about this. With Kevin Durant on the court with those guys who can shoot lights out, you can't double them anymore. And you can't try to lock them down and hope Durant won't score 30 on you. It's not happening. So him saying it's a basketball decision, out of all the teams that I just named, you lost to the Warriors, you're up 3-1, you lose to them. You took care of the Spurs, so why would you want to go there? You don't necessarily want to play with Cleveland and LeBron with all that mess and all of his legacy. You want to kind of make your own way. You don't want to go to New York where the pressures to win are insurmountable. I mean, if anybody brought a title to New York, forget Cleveland. You see how people celebrate in Cleveland? Forget Cleveland. You bring a title to New York, it's a Reynolds rap. But guess what? You got to face Cleveland, and it's not a great front office situation there right now. I love Phil Jackson, but I don't think that he's set up for success. I think he's set up for failure. So all that being said, the best basketball decision is Golden State. As much as I don't necessarily want him to go, or in this case, I wouldn't even mind, because it's not like he's not in his right. It's not like he's meeting up behind everybody's back and he's trying to call guys on the phone like LeBron did and all this. It's none of that. It's just his own decision, and they could recruit him. That being said, best basketball decision. You have him, Curry, and Klay Thompson, and then you just build around them with garbage players that could rebound. You can have one of those guys on the floor all throughout the game. They could play like 15, 20 minutes each throughout the game or whatever the case may be. And that's an unbeatable team. That's a team that could possibly win back-to-back championships, possibly three-peat if they stay together. That's a crazy combination. And I know Jay-Z's in his ear, like, you want to go to a place where you're the man, but if you want to win, you know what I'm saying? It's like putting up it's like when Jay-Z had The Rock, he had Beanie Siegel, he had Cameron, then you had Dame, and then they had State Property, then they had the Diplomats on the. Hey, why not? Hey, if LeBron could do it, why can't he do it? So that's the best basketball decision. I think, according to Vlad, he's going to the Warriors. That's just me. I think he's going. You get a point guard who understands feed the hot hand, and he's not like high maintenance. He's not high maintenance. You have a shooting guard, he's not high maintenance, willing to play defense. Then you have Iguodala coming off the bench. Then you could play crazy small ball. You could have Iguodala at the 3, Kevin Durant at the 4, and Draymond Green as your center. I mean, that's unbeatable right there. That's unbeatable. But hey, who am I to say? Whatever. Moving on from that. All right. And according to Vlad, The draft, I don't know. I think in the NBA draft we have maybe one or two, one transcendent player. I think it's Buddy Hield. I think he could definitely do some damage with the Lakers. Ben Simmons, I don't know. It's just like this, man. These players that are coming out of college, I really wish they would just say themselves in trouble and play the 4 years. Play 4 years. Or play 3 years. Play at least 3 years. Get comfortable with basketball. Learn the right way to play. And the sky's the limit, man. Tim Duncan, he played, was it 3 or 4 years? 4 years, I believe. Or 3 years. 5 championships. Michael Jordan played 3 years. 6 championships. Kareem, I think he played 4 years. 6 championships. All the guys that stayed in college. James Worthy, he has 3 championships. Magic Johnson, I think he stayed 2 years or 3 years. 5 championships. All the guys that stayed in college for, I don't think Magic stayed for a long time, but did he or did he? I'm not 100% sure, but all the guys that stayed in college a longer period, even Draymond Green, look, he stayed 3-4 years. He has a championship. The guys that stay in college, perfect their game, get comfortable with the game of basketball, they're championship bound. It's very rare. Like, Kobe is an exception, and LeBron is an exception as well, because you got to think about it. If he doesn't team up to go to Miami, he doesn't win those 2. So, that being said, he has 3. So him and Kobe are like the exception. Garnett is another exception. If you look at Ray Allen, he has 2. The guys that stay in college, they do the best in the league. I don't know what coaches. I know coaches want the guys to get the money, but what's the point of getting the money if your career is going to be short? You know what I'm saying? Most of these guys don't develop into young men. So they need to stay in a place where they can grow their game and grow mentally. And college is the place to do it, honestly, because you don't want to give a 20-year-old millions of dollars and expect them to flourish, expect them to do what they're supposed to when they're a kid. You're 20 years old, you're a kid. 25, 20, even 24, you're like borderline. 24, you're maturing, but 21, you have $20 million, $8 million. F it. You could give a 30-year-old $1 million and he'll blow it and he'll act like he has, like, you know what I'm saying, he's balling. So, according to Vlad, there's a lot of busts in this draft, man. I know the 76ers count on Ben Simmons, but I don't see the intangibles there. He's just big. He was just bigger than everybody else. Ben Ingram, I don't necessarily see the intangibles in him either. I think he could be a great defender. But in terms of these guys, they don't have it. They don't have it. I don't know what it is. Buddy Hill, he has it. All the guys, they just don't have it. So we'll see though. Maybe I'm wrong, but according to Vlad, I'm not really excited about the draft. I'm not really worried about it. I ain't really worried about that. And the last topic. Oh, wait. Before we get to the last topic, we gotta do this. According to Vlad, I feel like according to Vlad, the Cleveland Cavaliers have not been celebrated enough. They haven't been celebrated enough. I think people aren't happy for them. Like, I think as much as they wanted to see LeBron win a championship, I think people wanted to see LeBron win a championship. I don't think they necessarily wanted to see Cleveland win the championship. They just wanted to see LeBron win another so they could feel like his legacy is cemented, or whatever the case is. And I think that's kind of dirty because right during the parade, they brought up Derrick Rose getting traded. and all the talks about Cleveland winning the championship kind of went to the wayside. Like, even his speech, I see them getting a lot of press, but it's like bittersweet. It's like, yeah, you won, but we don't care. That's dirty to me. That's really dirty. One of my friends on Facebook actually said that. He said, they could have ESPN could have waited a day so they could say, they traded Rose or whatever, but everybody's just moving on. The Warriors even though the loss hurts, they know what transpired there in the finals. They should have won. They didn't win. But it's not like, it's like they know, like, we'll be okay and we'll be back. As far as the Cavaliers, it's like, I feel like they're getting they're getting ramrodded. They're not getting enough respect. It's crazy because even the night they won, there's an article out that said the Warriors are favored to win next year. It's like, dude, can they enjoy this? But hey, that's what happens. That's what happens when people don't respect how you win. They just don't respect how you win, so you don't get that vibe, that you don't get that nod. You think about all other teams that have won, even the Miami team, when they won, there was like weeks and weeks and weeks of LeBron is this, LeBron is that. It's like all of a sudden we're about to draft. We're about Derrick Rose. We're not even talking about the Cavs. So I feel like they got a big gulp of disrespect. They got a big gulp of disrespect, man, because it wasn't even 24. It wasn't even 72 hours, and we're talking about Derrick Rose. Nobody really cares about the title or whatever the case may be. And the last topic is, according to Vlad, where does Dwight Howard go? Dwight Howard is an enigma in himself. He does not get along well with people. He does not get along well with himself. He does not know how to handle himself. He does not know when to shut up. He does not know when to talk. I think he's a genuine person. I just feel like he has a lot of yes men around him. Like a lot of fake friends. Just like a lot of... They're loyal to him to a fault where they won't tell him like, hey man, chill out with those. But that being said, he just lost to the Golden State Warriors in round 1. I heard somewhere he wanted to join up with Melo and Derrick Rose in New York. But let's look at everything. Let's just say Kevin Durant tells Golden State Warriors, "Hey, we don't want you," or I don't want to go there. I don't want to mess up my legacy. Guess whose legacy is already messed up? Dwight Howard. If the Warriors can work out a way where they can keep Bogut and sign Dwight Howard, it's over. It's over. Next year, don't even bother to come and play. Don't even bother, because can you imagine the Warriors with an athletic center who could possibly make passes? Think about that. An athletic center not only can box out, grab rebounds, he can block shots, but he's just in the cut. Like, Dwight Howard's not a good one-on-one defender, but weak side defender, he can be good. So, can you imagine that? Think about DeAndre Jordan on the Warriors. Rebound, defense, lobs with a team that has shooters. Can you imagine all the offensive rebounds that DeAndre Jordan or Dwight Howard would get? I think Dwight Howard's looking at his career. He's in the end of a twilight, and he just wants to win a championship. So that means he has to go one of two places. He has to go to Cleveland, or he has to go to Golden State. And the Spurs aren't going to take him because they can't deal with that lack of discipline. But that being said, to me, it's like you ever watch Law and Order? They're like, it's a race to the DA. It's a race to the DA. It's a race to the deal. It's, for a lot of players, it's a race to Golden State, and a lot of people aren't really, they don't want to hear it. But I'm telling you now, if the Warriors don't get Kevin Durant, they're just gonna go get Dwight Howard, and they're gonna make him fit in that scheme. He's gonna set picks. He set picks for James Harden. He knows how to set picks, but now he knows how to roll. He knows how to dunk on people all the time, and he can make the proper passes. And you can't necessarily just not look at him as an offensive threat. He doesn't have any moves, that I'll give you, but Bogut doesn't have a great deal of moves either. So he fits right in there. They could try to hack him, but if he's getting offensive rebounds, what are you gonna do? Dwight Howard would have been a really great insurance policy for the Warriors this past finals because Tristan Thompson was mauling them on the boards. You think if Dwight Howard's there, Tristan Thompson's mauling anybody on the boards? With somebody like a Draymond Green and Dwight Howard? No, not at all. That rim is getting protected. So Dwight Howard, man, I could see him go to the Warriors. According to Vlad, Warriors is a nice landing spot for him. And if he doesn't like there, then possibly Cleveland. I don't know how good of friends he is with LeBron, but New York is not New York. He's not ready for New York. New York would spit him out and chew him up. It's like Flavor Flav in New York. Like Flav wasn't ready for New York. See, everybody thought they weren't ready for Flav, but Flav wasn't ready for New York, and New York showed him you don't play with that. So that being said, man, I think this offseason is gonna be an awesome one. The Atlanta Hawks already got rid of Teague and they got George Hill. I'm happy for the Pacers. I'm sad for the Atlanta Hawks because George Hill is garbage. Sorry. I mean, he's not a garbage player. He just turns the ball over way too much on the point guard position. Thus, that makes you a little garbage. So we already seen lots of moves being made, man. Everybody's trying to win chips now. They're trying to chess piece it out, and they don't care what anybody thinks. So for us to sit here and say, "Oh, Durant's not gonna do this. Oh, Dwight Howard's not gonna do that." Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? They're sitting here and they're watching all their peers win championships, and they're not winning. You know what that does to you? It's like you gotta think about it. It's like everybody's going to the ice cream truck. Everybody coming out with ice cream. They got one nice one, the Power Rangers. Next one come out with a banana split. Next one come out with a ice cream with sprinkles. And your mama didn't give you no money, and you try to just go there and watch everybody get. You just watching. Can I get a taste? No. You know how they got their money? They teamed up. So you need to team up. They need to team up too. It's just the way of the league, man. So if you can't beat them, I guess join them. Because it's no more of the Kobe's, no more of the Durant's. I mean, no more of the Kobe's, no more of the Tim Duncans. These guys aren't loyal. These guys aren't going to stay. You know, no more T-Max. Like, guys that will just ride down with the ship. Like, it doesn't matter if I don't win, but guess what? You're going to remember who I am. Nobody cares about remembering who you are. Everybody's about a brand, and the brand is winning championships. And it's not like they want to win it the old school way. They want to win it the easiest way possible. I'm going to stay in the East. I'm going to stay in the West. I'm going to stay on this side. I'm going to do this. I'm going to team up with this. They want to win it the easiest way. They don't just care about winning it. They want to win it, but win it in a certain way. Where they do that at. But anyway, this has been, according to Vlad, I know it's been kind of lengthy, but hey, it's been a long time. Haven't done it in a while. I'm going to come back with another one next week. Let's go. This off season, it's gonna be bananas. In the words of Ashanti, bananas. It's gonna be bananas. Bananas. This is Vlad from Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla. Peace.